Okay, so excuse the mess, but this is our, if you've seen any of the earlier videos I did on this, this is our former library slash den, which we have been converting into a home office slash gym, home gym. And so as you can see, there in the center of the room between the library shelves, what they used to be, same shelves really. We've put a stand-up desk and a widescreen monitor that has video, Microsoft Teams built in, video conferencing built in for when my wife works from home. And that's our Soul F85 treadmill, which we've had since, I forget now, late April, early May sometime. And then we also got, my wife likes to work out with free weights. And so as soon as I can learn how to control this. And so we got a set of free weights that go from 5 to 25 pounds. And then of course the pièce de résistance is the Tonal, which we got in April, and I've just completed this morning my 111th workout, today being August the 16th of 2022. So in just over 4 months, I've done 111 workouts, about 360,000 pounds, and feeling really good. Okay, so anyway, not really here to talk about the Tonal specifically, but rather about the bench and sort of its relation to my wife. Now, for me, because I don't use the free weights ever, I only use the, sorry, I hit something on my screen here that caused it to zoom in, and I don't quite know what I did. There we go. Or zoom out, or maybe the zoom out was better actually. Let me go back to that. Yeah, that's better. So I don't really use the free weights that my wife uses. So I just use this bench when I'm working on Tonal, which is the bench that came with it. And for me, this flat bench has been fine. I don't have any complaints about it at all. And my wife didn't complain about it either. It's fine, except she does like to do some incline bench work. And so we started looking for a replacement for this. And if you've ever seen his videos, there's a guy named Coop who has a channel on YouTube called Garage Gym Reviews. And Coop reviewed, well, he's reviewed lots of adjustable weight benches. And so one that he reviewed, that's kind of what we're here to talk about today, is this. Let's see if I can get this over here. There it is. So sitting out in our foyer right now is the Rep Fitness AB-4100 adjustable weight bench in white. And UPS just delivered it this morning. And so I'm going to attempt to assemble this and then use it to replace this bench. And it's a much bigger bench in terms of dimensions. It's not gigantically larger, but it is larger. And but it has wheels and a handle on the front, so we can lift it up and roll it around because it's too heavy to pick up like the Tonal bench, which is just easy to pick up and move around. But we'll be able to lift it up from the front and roll it to wherever we need it. So, and then we'll also have the incline feature. So I think it will actually work out better. And my wife and I both like the white. The actual bench part is black, but the rest of the bench is white. So we think that'll look good in here. One of my concerns is that, I have a lot more space out here in the foyer to assemble it. And I've already brought in my toolbox for that purpose. I don't know exactly what I need, or my tool bag. But my concern is that we have this gate here, which we installed in this doorway because we didn't want to risk our little dogs. You can see Daisy there, and right over here laying down is Indy. So we didn't want to risk either of our little dogs getting in here while we're using the treadmill. Now, they don't mind when I'm working out on the Tonal. They'll just stay out of the way and doesn't bother them, doesn't bother me. But I would be concerned, as my wife is, that if the treadmill were going and they were to just get curious and get too close and to smell it, or touch it that they could get sucked underneath. So that's why we installed this gate here. And so I'm a little concerned. I measured this gate. I measure the tightest point at about 21.5 inches. According to Rep's website, the widest point of this bench is 20.3 inches. So I should have a little over an inch, a little less than 1.5 inches of space here. So even if I assemble it out here, I think I can roll it over, and then I've just got this little bottom bar that I'll have to kind of roll it over or maybe lift it over. I think it weighs 85 pounds, so I should be able to lift that just long enough to come over that. So I think I'm going to assemble it out here in the foyer, but I might change my mind. Once I open the box and look at it and see the different parts, I might just decide to bring it in here, put it on the floor in here. There's not nearly as much room, but I think there would be plenty of room. I'll move out that bench and then move the tonal mat out of the way. But I would rather not be assembling something, I would rather not be assembling something around the tonal, because of course it's got a glass screen on the front, so I'd be concerned if just that something would happen and I'd hit the tonal screen. So that's my biggest concern. I'd rather just, if I had to, I think I would rather take the gate off, as difficult as that will be, because it was hard to get it installed on there perfectly. But if I had to, I could take the gate off and we could just bring the new bench in and then reinstall the gate again. All right, well, let's see how difficult this is going to be, if at all. I'll put this right, where's a good place for it, kind of an angle. How about right there? Let's see how that goes. All right. Oh, what do we got here? Well, okay. This is probably going to get loud, baby. Just so you know. Let's see, it's got tape there. Oh. Well, I thought all these staples meant it was stapled shut, and then there's tape there, so I thought it was taped shut. But it doesn't appear to be shut at all. It looks like this has just been, well, it feels like it's starting to lift up, as though it's just been laid on top of there. Well, there is tape on the back that is sticking, so maybe I'll just have to cut that in order to lift it. So, razor blade here. That feels like it's going to come off. What do you think of that, baby? All right. So let me, well, I'm sure I'm going to need that again, but let me bring the camera over and I'll show you what's in the box here. All right. So we have that is labeled as the seat pad. This is the back pad. And then, of course, the rest of it underneath that. Let's see. I wonder if I should lift this up so you can see a little bit better. Let me see if I can raise this tripod. What's the easiest way to do that? That's as high as the center of the tripod will raise. And I'm at the, yep, that's the lowest angle. So, let's kind of take these, start setting them out here till we find out what the correct assembly order is. Gonna smell all those, baby? All right, so we can see some of the frame in there. This looks like it's not labeled, but I'm guessing this is whatever screws and other utilities or whatever other assembly items we'll need. Cut this open real quick and we'll see what's in here since it's not labeled. Okay, can you see that? Yep. All right, so we've got a sticker, and I think those are our assembly instructions. Rep fitness, yep. And there's our kind of a smoky plastic, it's all inside of a smoky plastic bag. So there are our assembly instructions, and then there's our screws and washers and a tool, everything that we should need. There's not much to assembling it apparently, just very few pieces. All right, that's good. Okay, for now, we'll just leave that there. You smell that? You can smell. It's all right. Okay, so we have the parts that are numbered. Well, let's see. Should I take all that out, or is there something I need to do first? Okay, so it's got a parts list, and we've already looked at those. Okay. So step one, I really hate it when steps don't put any words in, right? So, and maybe it's so simple it doesn't matter. So step one is find the part that matches this piece and insert it into that piece and use a screw to attach it. So we'll do that. Let's, so there's the bottom part of that piece. Okay, baby, go lay down. Okay, look, I'm gonna have to move you somewhere where you're gonna be safe, okay? So I want you to come in here with Indy. Can you come in here with Indy? Because I need you to be safe, okay? I want you to go right inside the gym there with Indy. And then when I'm done, I'll come get you. Oh wait, where did he go? Oh, Indy's in the bedroom. Okay, well let's do that. I'm gonna put you in the bedroom with Indy, all right? I'll turn on the fan for you guys. There you go. Good puppy. Okay. Are we still in frame? Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay. So we need this piece and we need to find the other piece in that picture. is this piece right here. There. Okay, so according to step 1, this piece gets inserted into this, and then there's a screw that goes through the bottom of the here to attach these two. All right, so let me go find that. And that screw is a 10-0450. Okay, there's 2 of those. 8 of these M8s. You see this? So I'm just looking at comparing this to the parts list because I'm thinking I'm missing something here. Maybe I'm wrong. So I should have 2 of these. 8 of, I'm sorry. 2 of these. Is there something else here that I'm missing? Okay, 8 of these, 4 of these large washers. I should have 1 I should have the screw that I need right now, 1 of those, which is a 10-0450, which is needed on step 1, and then I'll need 8 of these. It's funny they don't put the same numbers on this as they do on here. But presumably I need 8 of these and then 2 of those. So all I see missing is that 1 screw that I need right now for step 1. So let me just see if it was over here and I just overlooked it. All right, so let's go back to this box and see if maybe it's in a different bag or no, it is not in here. And that seems odd, as though I must be missing something. There's 4 of those, that's 8. It seems odd that it would be missing because there's not even a place here where it's marked. So is it, oh, maybe it's already screwed into here and I'm just missing it somewhere. There it is, yep. It's already screwed in the bottom of this. Okay, so if you have the same experience, just know that it's not with the parts, it's already screwed in the bottom. All right, so that's good to know. All right, now let me see, I got my orientation correct. This goes in this direction and this inserts in that orientation, and then I screw this in the bottom. Wait, do I need a washer, does it say on this one? No, it does not indicate a washer for this. Just the screw. Okay. But presumably I need to tighten that. So I'm going to assume that I could grab one of my own tools, but let's just see if theirs will do it simply enough. We will cut out this little wrench that came with it. Oh, there's 2 wrenches. Oh, and now my washers are falling out. And these appear to be identical, okay? So it appears I have lost 4 of my washers. Here's the other 4. There's 5, 6, where did I lose them at? There's 7, and there's the 8th one. Okay. Okay. So set these to the side here, and just see if we can tighten this. Perfect fit. Oh. Just torque it a little bit just to make sure it's secure but not stripped. That's good. Good, okay. All right, step 1 complete. And if you don't already know this, I just know this from watching Coop's video on garage gym reviews. Of course, this will be the back of the the back of the bench. And then when I want to lift it from the front, that'll lift it up onto these wheels so that we can roll it around. And then when you want to, this is for standing it up on its end. So you can lift it up all the way, and then that will sit on the floor, and the bench will sit straight up if you wanted to store it that way, or just whether long-term or temporarily, just to move it out of the way. And I must say, these wheels are very nice. I don't know if the right term for these are wheels or if these are considered casters of some sort, but man, they just turn so easily. That is really nice, especially in a confined space like we have. We don't have a large gym, so that'll make it really nice to easily maneuver this. They are just as smooth as butter. And as you can hear, they're perfectly silent too. Wow, that's nice. Okay, let's see what step 2 is. Okay, so step 2 is assembling this to that main unit, which appears to happen with these. Whoops, oh shoot, forgot about my washers again. Spilled them all over the place. All right, 2, 4, 6, 7, and there's the 8th one. Okay. Okay, so it appears this next step, we're going to attach what we just assembled onto that unit. And to do that, we will use these 2 screws, these 2 bolts, these 2 screws, and these 4 large washers. And it does not look particularly difficult. So let me get that out. There. Oh yeah, that's got some weight to it. Let's see, what is the best way for me to pick this up? I'm gonna need some room. So I need my bag, so let's move it. So now, let's see, oh, you can still see everything, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna try to bring that out and set it over here. We can assemble it. Yeah, that's a good 50 pounds, I'd say. That is heavy. Careful with this end because this is just a metal that's going to attach to that, whereas this, if I can tilt this so you can see, this has nice rubber feet on the bottom. Okay, so it looks like the correct way to do this is to turn it this way. Maybe I can put that at a slight angle where we can see a little bit better how it attaches. Let's do that. You know what, this is the widest point. Let me just see how this is going to fit through this, if it will. Yep, it looks like my measurements are right. So once I have it assembled, if I roll it up to here, I think I can walk it over okay. Yeah, I feel pretty confident about that. I don't know if you could see that or not. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so let's assemble this. Now, let's put these screws in, or these bolts in. Okay. Just make sure I'm right on that. Yep. And then 2 large screws. I forgot those. And these 2 large screws. Okay. Sorry for all the squeaking noise of my running shoes here on the floor. Okay, so this will lift up, and then the base of this will slide right in here, and then these holes need to match up. Of course, I didn't balance it very well. Good job, buddy. Let's try that again. Oh yeah. Oh man, that really scratched up the floor. I'm gonna go clean up those, or it dented the floor really. Okay, that's minimal damage, but when we moved in here back in 2015, the moving company, who shall remain nameless, or the furniture company, I should say, that we purchased our bedroom furniture from, they were moving in some stuff and they scratched this whole floor all the way from the front door into the bedroom. And so anyway, I had to, I tried peacefully to resolve it. I mean, I did resolve it peacefully, but I tried to just explain to them that what had happened, and they just denied it, and not knowing that I had a videotape of the whole thing. And so I sent a copy of the videotape along with a demand letter to their general counsel. And about 5 minutes later, one of their associate or assistant attorneys called me and asked me what it would take to resolve it. And so they, I forget, I think it was around $10,000 they paid us to get this floor fixed. And the damage they did was much worse than what I just did. I think this is called picklewood, is what they told us when we moved in here. But anyway, that's not a cheap little scratch I just made, but as someone told us after we got those scratches from the furniture company, they said, well, this kind of stuff just adds character. This is just part of living in a house like this. Can't completely disagree with that. Okay, so now let's see if we can do this without tipping it over. Try to be a bit more careful this time. I'd say I'm not lined up there. So let's do this there. Now I can see the holes, so it should be centered. I need a washer on each of these to go through this end. And then another washer on the other side before the screws go on. And as I'm doing this, I'm immediately understanding why they included two of those little wrenches, because I'll need one to hold the nut and one to hold the screw so that I can tighten these. And that was about as tight as I could get them by hand. And then I can feel them getting caught, so that's not going to work. So let's do this side first since I'm already here. The right size. Yeah. Does it feel like it? It doesn't seem to me like it should be this difficult, but that is a very tight thread. And I think I got it on straight. It felt like I did. It started on there just perfectly, but now all of a sudden it seems to be borderline stuck. I don't know if that's by design or... Yeah, that seems good. Snug that other one first before I tighten this one. Come on, Charlie. probably could have done this in half this time if I had just gotten out my ratchet set. But for those of you who just want to use the tools that came in the box, this is what it's like. Okay, I think that one's tight enough. Let's do this one more time. There we go. I'm going to go back and give this one more just to make sure. Oh no, that's good. Yeah, okay. All right, that was step 2. Step 3 is assemble the, I'm not sure what they called it, that small pad that goes on the front here, the seat pad. There's a seat pad and a back pad. Okay, so the next step is to assemble the seat pad, which is, just as I expected, 4 small screws, washers, and these small bolts. Okay, so let's open that. And let's see, maybe it'd be best if we could just turn this around. It's heavier, of course, the more pieces that I put on it. Okay, so now I can roll it, can I? Can you still see that? Am I in frame? All right, that's good. That's good. All right, let's open the seat pad box. There's the seat pad. You can see it attaches with 4 screws and nuts and washers right there. Let's see, will that lift up? Oh yes. Maybe that'll make it easier. Let's do that. I need to get these screws out of here. Just go ahead and load the washers on each of these so we'll be ready. Or they'll be ready when I need them. I should have turned on the fan in here like I did for you guys in the bedroom, shouldn't I, buddy? It's a little hot out here. All right, now, what did I do with my other screws? Oh, I don't need screws, that's right. I just need washers for these, that's right, because they screw, the threads screw into that. So just in case you make the same stupid mistake I just made, I was looking for 8 more screws. But the threads are in the bottom of the seat, well, the seat and the back cushion, the seat cushion and the back cushion. All right, so this will just sit on here, and then these just screw into the bottom there. Well, my kind of gut feeling that this might be easier with the seat tilted may have been wrong. I'm going to turn this around. Well, actually, here. Let me just come around to the end here and see if that makes it any easier. especially since I'm right-handed. 2, 4, 6, yeah, okay. Does not work well. They do fit nicely into those threads, and they screw all the way up in there. So I'll just need to torque them a little bit just to make sure they're tight. Okay. Oops. Is that the end? Yeah, so the end of this wrench works for that. I suppose the other one? No, it doesn't. Yeah, that's what the end is for. I wonder, since I've got the back already on this, maybe the easiest way to do this is to set this up. Actually, I think that might work quite nicely. Let's see here. Turn it so you can see. So I think I got this one pretty well tight. Yeah, that one's good. This one could use a little bit more. And then the back two, which look like they're going to be more difficult to get to. What if I lift this now? Oh, there we go. Still not ideal. Let's see, is that what that's for? Yep. Okay, so when you're in these tight spots, wait, are we out of frame now? Yeah, we are slightly out of frame, aren't we? Okay, so this is what I've been using to install those 4 screws that attach to the seat pad. But now that I'm installing these 2 down here, I can't really get this up in there and turn this very well. So they've included this, and it looks like that's how I'm gonna have to do this in smaller steps, but this allows you to sort of slide up in there and use that to make smaller turns, which is what I'm doing here. Yeah, that actually works quite well. It's still a tight area to work in, but that little notches, those little notches that they put in on the side of these wrenches does make a tremendous difference in making this easier than it otherwise would be. But again, if you have a ratchet set, I could have just went out to the garage and got mine. It'd be easy to get in here and do this. You might need a short extension, but that would be all. Okay. I know it looks like I'm struggling with this probably, but actually this is working out very well. Maybe there, that one's tight. I'm just gonna come up here and check these two again now that I've done the bottom ones, but I think they're already tight. Yep, that one is. That one has a little bit left in it. All right, I feel like we're tight on all of those. Okay, so now the question is, do I leave it set up like that in order to install the top pad? Or is it going to be easier for me to lay it down, or the back pad, they call it. And then I think we're done. Yep, that's it. 4 screws to install the back pad, just like we did on this one. All right, let's go open that. I'm going to turn on the fan. Hey Google, set the thermostat to 81.
All right, setting the thermostat to 81 degrees.
Sorry, buddy, didn't mean to scare you. You all right? It's okay. It's okay. You're a good boy. Do you want to smell? You smell? You can smell. Is that all? All right. You're being a good boy. You're a good puppy. It's okay. All right. So this end up. So when they say up, what does that mean? Does that mean when it's sitting up like this, it's up? Or does that mean when it's laying down, that's towards the top? That's a little confusing. That should not be. Well, let's see if the instructions make it clear. Because there are 2 reasonable ways to interpret that. Oh, okay. Oh. All right, yep, I see what it means. So in the instructions, so you can see this, in the instructions, they have you setting this on the floor. So I'm gonna set it down, and then you lift the back end up and install it. So the up then, in that case, would mean towards the back of the bench, rather than up when it's sitting up, which would be installing the back seat, or the seat back the back cushion, I think they call it. That would be installing it upside down. So we want to do it like this. All right, so let's set this down. Let me see, we can put that right there. Move this. All right, so now there's an arrow on the back of this that says up, and since it shows it to be installed with this in a raised position, then that would mean this is up. Okay. Nice. I think that looks easy. Maybe I don't have the line just right. Nope, I don't. And go one more on this. All right, so right now I have this set at the 75-degree angle. It goes all the way up to 85, but that seems to work good. And as you can see, I have the chair tilted at its highest position that we can lower that. So that's flat. Get that one in all the way close. All right. Ooh, that's hard to reach. Try to put down here. There we go. Handle. In Coop's review on Garage Gym Reviews, which heavily influenced our decision to get this, because he spoke so highly of this and he really goes through all the features on it. But he did complain about these rubber handles on the adjustment. I actually quite like them. I think they're quite grippy. They'll be easy to get a hold of, unlikely to slip from your hands. Now, he has more experience with other benches, so he must have something that he prefers and has a good reason for it, but he didn't exactly say what that was. But I quite like these, at least from an initial impression. I think they feel real good. All right. So I've got those in. Now I just need to tighten these 4 screws. Oh yeah, that's stripping it. All right. Come on. Okay, we'll call that one tight. Just use this one. I think that's tight, even though that slipped out of my hand. No, it's not. Close, but not completely tight. Okay, now it's tight. All right, I think we're done. Let me just verify. And then, what I think I will do, yeah, that was the last step. So what I'm gonna do is, since it just arrived, it's been through shipping, some of these other bolts that I didn't install, these bolts and screws, could have slightly shaken loose during shipping. Let's just torque each one of these, see if they are correct, are completely solid before we start using the bench. Oh yeah, that is tight as can be. That is not budging. Same thing there, yep, super tight, love it. Now, even if these ones on the wheels are loose, I'm going to be hesitant to do anything with them because I like so much the way the wheels work. But let me just put it on and see if they do turn anymore. Let's see, is this the right way? No, the opposite way. Yeah, these can torque a little bit more, but not much. They're very tight. I torqued them a little bit. I'll do the same thing here if it's loose. But I might have to loosen those now if the wheels all of a sudden get tight. Yeah, no, that one has no play in it at all. Okay, so I did that one, we've got two more down here. Oh yeah, these, I didn't try this one. Let's do this one. Nope, those are solid. These are slightly smaller, aren't they? Yeah. Wrong direction, Charlie. There we go. Nope, don't play in those. No play in those, all right. Oh, there's another one there. the large ones, don't they? Yeah. Nope, no play in those. So that just leaves the feet on the bottom here, the only screws left. So let's lay this flat. Lift this up. Oh, did I do that one? No, I didn't. All right, let's do that one. There's a pair here in the middle. So this would go this way. Yeah, they've definitely got some play in them. I suppose that affects how easily this slips up and down, right? Okay, so now let's check these feet on the bottom. Set that up. Ah, these are large Phillips screws here. Now, does this fit on there? No, so I don't. Yeah, I can get that one around there. Okay. Then I'm going to need a Phillips screwdriver. Where's my bag? That's got a little play in it. Okay, so that one was not fully tight. Let's try this one. Oh, this one's even far looser than that one. There, that's tight. Still got some play in it, but I'm not sure that's a bad thing. Try this one again just to make sure I'm fully in and not. I'm loosening these a little bit because it kind of looks like I'm digging into the rubber here. I'm not sure that I am, but I'm also not sure that I'm not. I guess I could take these off and see exactly how they're designed. But I think that's about right there. All right. Okay. Well, that's it. I didn't look at the clock to see what time we started, but that's it. It's done. So now let's just see. This is easy to roll around, as Coop made it look like. Well, it's definitely got some weight to it. I mean, you can do it. You can move it around. I'd like it to be about 20 pounds lighter would be nice, but this is manageable, even if it's not ideal. And certainly if you want an adjustable bench that's going to last you for a long time, I don't see why this one wouldn't. And with two hands, it's easy. I mean, you know, I'm not concerned. My wife is quite a bit smaller than me, but well, 30 plus pounds smaller than I am. But yeah, I mean, she's very strong, so she can definitely lift this and roll it around. But yeah, that's a little bit of a workout right there. All right, well, let's see if we can get it through the gate. So we'll take out the tonal bench. Well, this is a good chance to do a size comparison. See how these look next to each other. So there it is, backed up. Pretty much the bottom parts are backed up. So this is grab my tape measure in case any of you are thinking about doing this. So the tonal bench is 44¼ inches long at its longest spot, and the feet are, which are the widest part, are 14¼ So 44¼ by 14¼ Whereas this, well, first of all, the longest part are the wheels that stick out the back, right? So that's really, if that's a concern for you, and it is a little bit for me. I wonder if I can adjust that. No, I can't. And that is a little bit of a concern for me. Well, no, because this also will hit the wall. But part of my concern with this is, will I be able to do the same lat, the seated lat pullback, where I sit on the floor, put my feet on this end of the bench. So typically this is up against the wall. I could show you there in the gym. And then I'm back here on the floor with my feet on this, and then doing these seated lat pulls, right? So now here, obviously, I'm going to be much farther from the wall, and we don't have a wide space in there. So the question is, will that give me enough room to do this without hitting our standing desk, without my elbows hitting the standing desk? So we'll have to try that. All right, so I gave you the dimensions on that, 44 and 44¼ long by 14¼ wide. This one from the back of the wheels. Now these measurements are listed on Rep's website, so that's probably the best place to get them. But I measure it at 51 3/8 exactly, 51 3/8, and that's to where this bar on the handle sticks out. The actual bench itself, the top bench is exactly, or what do they call it, the backrest, the back pad. The back pad is exactly 3 feet long, 36 inches, down to the millimeter. You can hear Daisy in there because I put her in the cage so she wouldn't get hurt. And then there is about a 1 1/8 inch gap, I'd say, is what the actual gap is here, 1 1/8 inch. And that gap goes down exactly 1 inch. So it's 1 inch from the bar, from the top of the pad down to where you would touch the bar. And then the seat pad is 13 1/8 inches. And then in terms of the width, this one is, the seat, the back pad width is 11 7/8 of an inch. Same thing there, and then it narrows down on the seat pad at the bottom. It narrows down to, at its narrowest point, it looks like it's about 7 and almost 7.5. And then at the widest point, I don't think I said that. The widest point here, which are the back legs, this is 20 and what would that be? That would be 20 9/16, just a hair short. I'm sorry, 20 7/16, just a hair short of 20.5. So those are the measurements. Oh yes, and the height. So this is the part that does kind of concern me because I'm short. I'm 5'7", my wife is 5'4". So the tonal bench is 14 just a hair short of 15 inches. So about 14 and 15/16, maybe 7/8. Whereas this one is 17 inches tall. So this is a 2-inch rise. So for me, will I still be able to touch the floor? I can. When I'm laying down, will I be comfortable? No. No, I don't think I'm comfortable with that one. 17 inches, so just so any of you know, for me, I'm 5'7", 17 inches, my feet are touching the floor, but just barely. I mean, they're touching, but I can feel I'm being stretched here in order to reach the floor. So for me, this was a very comfortable height. This 14, what did I say it was? 14 or 15 inches? 15 inches, I think. Just shy of 15 inches. 17 inches is a little high. I might be okay with something in between this, about 16 inches. So if you're short, you might want to consider that. Is this just going to be too much for you? Like I wonder how my wife's going to feel about this. But I think she prefers doing incline work. So I don't know that this is really going to matter to her, because she'll be setting up. And here, of course, my feet completely, are very comfortable. I really like this height, actually, compared to this for just sitting at this angle. Okay, well, let's see if we can get it over that hump and into the gym, and we'll see how it fits, if I'm able to do that, and we'll see how it fits on the tonal pad there in front of the tonal, because that's where I like to store it, where I like to have the bench when I'm done working out every time. So, let's move this, and, well, actually here. Let's see, you can see that. So, I'll just try this. Maybe walk right across there. So, yeah, it's definitely putting some weight, definitely putting some pressure on that frame, because it's a little flimsy. It's hard enough to hold the dogs, but I'm not sure it can sustain any real pressure, which includes the pressure of me trying to pull this over. So, what is the smartest thing to do here? Can I bring it right up to the edge and then just maybe lift it over? I think I might be able to do that. Yeah, that'll work. There, okay. So, unlikely that any of you will have the same situation, but you can just see what I did there was I just grabbed it around. I just bear hugged it right at this point, and then this gave me a little lift so I could pick up the 85 pounds, and then I just walked it over there. So that was pretty easy, actually. So now let's just roll it in a little bit. All right, and we bring the camera in so you can see what's going on in here. Oh, sorry, buddy. I didn't know you were laying there. All right. So, let's see. Sorry, I'm still learning how to control this gimbal. All right, so it's in the gym. That's good. And now, let's see, is it going to be safe? Because what I don't want to do is get it around here and I lose control and, something happens and it hits this glass on the tonal and the tonal breaks, right? I mean, this is around a $4,000 investment, and it's changed my level of fitness like nothing ever has. I've worked out, I think this is 19 weeks in a row today, and this is my 16th consecutive day. I've worked out every day, in the month of August so far. So this has really become almost a daily part of my life. And I want to make sure that just for the sake of a better bench, I don't take a chance, or at least an unreasonable chance of damaging this. So we want to make sure we can handle this safely. So, and it does, you know, I mean, it's got enough weight to it that, you know, you can imagine if you weren't paying attention, it would be easy for it to slide forward, right? And if there was a glass right there or the tonal, I think it's going to be just below the tonal, but let's slide it sideways here along the mat, because this is where I would store it every day, just like I do the current tonal mat. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah. All right, so now let's test what I was talking about earlier with the seated lat pull down. So here, I'll turn this on and I'll get this in position. Log in as me. Well, actually, maybe I should just log in as a guest. Maybe that would be easier, because it tracks all my stats, and since I'm not really going to do a workout, can I just do a guest thing? There we go. I'll log in as a guest. So now let's say I need to set up the tonal for that particular exercise. So I'm going to move this basically in the center, because that's where I'm going to need it. That's obviously too far back. Can you see that? Do I have that angled enough to where you can see that? Yes. So that barely gives me very little room between the bench and the desk here. And of course, I'm going to need to move that all the way to that wall. And that's when we're going to find out if I have enough room. And that's the only exercise that I'm concerned about not having enough room with. I do enjoy that exercise, but of course there are many other lat exercises that you can do on tonal. So, you know, it's not a complete loss if I can't use it. And my wife and I discussed that, before we ordered this bench, which was that could be one exercise I'd lose, but there are so many other exercises that I can do for my lats that, you know, that was not a deal breaker. I thought having this incline bench for her was more important than me having that one exercise. But let's just test it and see if it works. So I'll set this up for a lat pull down. I'll pick custom, all movements. It's giving me the usual safety warning. And now I'm going to say the muscle group that I want to work on is my back. And there's the seated row right up at the top. And it started music, which I don't want on. Let's see, we'll just pause that. Okay, so let's get these out. And we'll get my handles on here. There's one, and there's one. I thought I picked it, but I guess I didn't. Seated row. Okay, and we'll just say start lifting. It's going to set it at some lightweight because it doesn't know who I am since I'm logged in as guest. But for now, I don't care. I'm not interested in the weights, just seeing if I have the space to do the exercise. Okay. All right, so I've got a handle here and a handle here. And if you're not familiar with tonal, these have buttons on the end, on each end, each handle does, and those are Bluetooth enabled, so I can start, it can turn on the weights as soon as I click those. So now what I want to do is move this up against the wall. Oh, that's right, I've got the handle. So I'm going to slide that up against the wall. Normally I wouldn't have the mat there, but I'm not going to worry about moving that right now. Okay, so I'm as far in as I can go. Actually, I probably could get in another inch or two. Let's just see how far I can go without cracking the baseboard there. There, okay, so now I'm all the way against the baseboard, which probably isn't ideal because I could end up scratching the baseboard up really bad. That might happen over the course of time just because we're using this as a gym. Okay, so now the question is, do I have enough room back here? So when I'm doing this exercise, that's part of the value of having this standing desk, is that I can just move this out of the way. And so now I grab my tonal handles and I get in my seated position, and I can use the handle on the rep bench. And well, for me it works. If you were 6'5", well, I'm 5'7", maybe even if you were just 6 foot tall, 6'3", this might be this desk might not be high enough for you. I don't know if I have it in the highest position yet. I think I do. Can I go up any higher? Oh yeah, I've still got some height there. Whoops. I started hitting my picture up there. I didn't mean to do that. Oh yeah, oh, I've messed it up now. Okay, anyway. So yeah, actually this works very nicely, I think. Let's see if I'm set here and I pull back, am I gonna hit that leg? No, probably not. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. All right, good. 5 pounds, that's a good workout. Okay, nice. Okay, there's the assembly and setup of the Rep Fitness AB-4100 adjustable weight bench. Oh, you know what? Let's just, while we're here, let's just see. I've never done any incline work because I haven't had an incline bench. Ah, okay. Oh, well, that's right. Normally I won't have. Yeah, you got to get it up just a few inches off the floor before it starts to roll. That's right there is where it starts to roll. So you got to be whatever that height is, 6 inches or so, and then it'll start to roll. So let's see if. Okay, buddy, nobody's out there, no barking. Okay, so let's say I change this movement and I go to shoulders. Not shoulders, I'm sorry, chest. And now there are no incline exercises on here because all of Tonal's exercises are set up just to work with their bench. So I'll just take a typical bench press with the handles, which is right there. And let's just turn this on. Let me add some weight to that, which I can do right here. So we'll just say 25 per arm. All right. Now, I've got this set right now at the 30-degree angle, and I think it was Jeff Cavalier on Athlean X channel on YouTube who said this is 30 to 45. If I remember right, he emphasized the 30 degrees as the best angle for an incline chest workout. So let's just test that. Because of course Tonal will still record it. It doesn't know I'm doing incline. I don't think it does. Now it could sense how far back the handles are or the cables are going in and out of the arms. So it could possibly sense that. But I think it would be okay with this. And I'm not sure this is. That's pretty good. I probably could pull the bench out. Yeah, actually, maybe I should be back a little bit more. Let's just test this and see how it feels. I've engaged the weight now. That means 8. That means 9. And then this new beep will tell us that's the 10th rep or the last rep. It always counts down your last 3 reps. I think it defaulted to 10 reps, but you can set as many reps as you want. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's definitely a different feeling than what I've been doing for 4 months, doing just flat work. That's kind of nice. What if I come up to 45? And there's 45. Let's see how that feels. I know nobody wants to watch a 61-year-old man work out. I'm not doing it for that purpose, just to see how this feels. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like that. That definitely adds to my routine. I enjoy that. Okay. So now when we lower this, we've just always got to be certain that we're far enough away. For example, if this was pushed up under the back of that and we lowered this, it would hit the screen. So we've always got to make sure that the wheels are beyond the edge of this, right? That way this can't fall down and hit the screen. And then likewise, when we're moving it, we want to make sure that the arms are up and out of the way. Of course, along with any accessories. Let me try I'm going to try the bar, using it as a flat bench. So now that I just test that, how it feels with my feet or my legs, both of them actually being 2 inches higher. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. This is not what Tonal recommends, but I do this with their bench too. So they of course want you to have this all the way down on the floor, then attach the bar. But I have kind of gotten in the habit of doing this because it's so much more convenient for the most part. So I'll attach it up here where it's easier for me to reach. Let's see, I'm going to do bench press. So we'll move that. So now I'm going to lower this. And I need it all the way at the bottom, so now you'll see that the cables will start coming out. This is not what Tonal recommends. So now I'm at the bottom, I'm locked in. Let me go back to the, change the movement to be the, to use the bar. All right, and we'll do let's do a wide grip. No, let's do a standard one. And we'll just do it at 25 again. 25 pounds. Okay. This is how Tonal recommends that you get in to do a bench press with the bar, and then you walk it out and lay down. So let's see, where am I at? That position's not bad. Yeah, I think that's good. I can go a little forward. Wow, I can go a lot more forward. I'm still not hitting the gap there. Well, that's the good thing, is that this, even just the the backrest or the back pad. I don't even need the seat pad in order to lay down and have my head and my butt fit on the seat pad for someone my size, 5'7", and it feels like I've still got, I don't know, another inch, maybe 2 inches in there, and about the same on the bottom, approximately. So yeah, someone taller than me, maybe as high as 5'11", 6 foot, could fit their whole body. You know, could fit their entire torso on just the back pad. Okay, so now let's put my feet down. I'm touching, but man, it's just barely. I certainly couldn't drive my feet into the floor very much. I'm reaching it, but you know, it's stretching my quads in order to reach the floor. It's not natural. My back is definitely bent more. Yeah, I could do that. I don't know what the effect of that is. I haven't seen anyone talk about that, and of course I'm not a fitness expert. That certainly takes the tension off of my lower back if I did that. Let's just do a set on this and see what it feels like. Well, that's too easy. Well, it does seem like it's going to work. Now, this is a little bit of a problem. I did not think about this. So, sorry, I'm thinking in my head there instead of thinking out loud, which I should be doing. So this morning I did I've been doing these Tony Horton workouts on Tonal. And the workout that we did this morning, I'm trying to remember what the two exercises were. Oh no, that was yesterday. Yeah, I take it back. It was yesterday's workout. Anyway, we had a bench press, and then we moved the bench to do some other exercise. I can't remember what it was. But we still kept the bar. And so with Tonal's bench, it was so lightweight, I could just grab the bar, take the bench, and lift it out of the way, right? I don't have that option here. So now, what will I do? Because I don't want to have to detach the bar in order to move this. Let's see, if I pull this out of the way, that bar is going to go falling, it's going to go crashing down really. I can't lift that because that'll just lift that. That won't work. Oh boy. Yeah, this is a real problem. It seems silly, but this is a real problem for Tonal. I mean, for people who work out with Tonal. You know, if you're not doing a program like I am doing this third program with Tony Horton, these 20 and 20 programs where you do 20 workouts that are each approximately 20 minutes long. If you're doing those, right, he's got a set that you go through, right? You know, a routine that you go through for each workout. So you do this, and you do 15, 20 reps of something, and then you switch and you do the next exercise. And like I said, sometimes that involves, for example, a bench press, or a skull crusher where you're using the bench and the bar. And then the next one is you need to move the bench out of the way because maybe you're going to do a deadlift or a squat, but you're still leaving the bar there. And it's easy, again, with the Tonal bench. You lift this up, you move the bar out, you move the bench out of the way with one hand. I cannot do that with this bench. yeah, that sort of leaves me in a quandary. What do I do? And as you can see, to have the bench set up where it needs to be, I can't just move the bar back. As far as I can see, by the time I get it far enough back, I've hit these. So I can't slide it off the end here. So I think the only other option I have, if we're keeping this bench, and I assume we are, is that I'm going to have to go through this routine of detaching the bar, laying it safely out of the way so I don't break anything, then moving the bench out of the way. And then coming back, attaching the bar. All right, now I'm ready for the next exercise with the bar. You know, I mean, yes, that only takes 30 seconds, but, you know, that means every time I want to do that, instead of doing it along with the trainer on the screen, right, because they're always using the tonal bench, and they can just lift it, you know, with one hand and scoot it out of the way. That means I'll have to pause the video, get this done, and come back and restart the video. It's not a big hassle. Again, it's just a few seconds, and the trade-off for having this much better bench, you know, better in most ways, right, heavier, that's the downside, I think is probably worth it, but it is something I did not consider, and I wanted you to see it. Not that I thought about it before this, but as this just occurred to me, I want you to see it. If you've got a tonal and you're thinking, oh wow, I like that bench, I'd like to trade mine in too, this is something you'll have to think about. Now, if you're doing your own routines, like I'm doing here, right? They call this a free workout, or a free lift, I think they call it, where you're just picking what exercises you want to do, what parts of body you want to work on, what accessories you're using, the handles, the rope, the bar, then it doesn't matter. Because, you know, you're on your own schedule, you're not hurrying, it doesn't matter. When you're doing a program with a coach, now if it's a recorded program like I've been doing with Tony Horton, again, it doesn't really matter because there's always a pause button on the screen, and you know, you just tap the screen, the pause button comes up, you hit it, get adjusted, do whatever you want to do, go get something to drink, use the restroom. You can pause it for, I don't know if there's a limit, but you can pause it for a long, long time. I know that because I've had to do that to take care of our dogs. You can pause it for as long as you want and come back and restart it, right? So it's not a problem that you have to pause it for 30 seconds in order to get this done, to move the bench out, the new heavier bench out of the way. But I haven't done any live classes on tonal, and there are lots of them. Let me just, well, I won't show you because you won't be able to really see them. I don't think from back there, but there are lots of live classes. So if you were in a live class and they were using the tonal bench part of the time, moving it out of the way, well, if it's a live class, you can't pause it, right? That's my assumption. Actually, I haven't done it. But my assumption is live means live. You can't pause it. But maybe it works like a DVR. When I'm recording something live, I can pause it and it keeps recording and then I can play it. But I haven't tested that. So for those of you who have, if you've done live classes and if you can't pause them, then this bench or any bench that's not as easily mobile, light and easy to move as the bench that comes with tonal, then you'd have a problem, right? Because this is not going to work for that. However, if you can pause live classes too, and I know they record their live classes so you can play them on what they call encore, where you're just playing the recording at a later time. Well, then it doesn't matter. Then it's just like any other recorded workout, you can do it. Okay, so are there any other downsides to this? I think that's it, basically. So it maneuvers easily, even in a relatively small workout space like this. You know, it is, I don't want to deceive anybody, this is quite heavy, right? I mean, you know, it's 85 pounds, you're not actually lifting 85 because you're just rolling it around, and it does roll easily, that's the good part. But I mean, I'm definitely, you know, struggling a little bit to lift this, right? So if I'm struggling this much, my wife will struggle a little bit more, and the question will be, is this going to work for her, right? And, you know, admittedly, she doesn't work out in here every day like I do. She works out in here maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, because she has a gym at work, so she can work out anytime she wants to. But you know, this is not light. And I think Coop at Garage Gym Reviews, I think he commented on that too, that, you know, this is lighter than his previous rep bench. I think maybe than any of his other benches. I think he talked about the AB-4100, which was 100 and, I forget what he said, 115 pounds. So this is 30 pounds lighter, easier for his wife or for a smaller person than the bigger one, but still not light, right? I mean, if I lost my grip on this and this thing went falling, you know, it could definitely hurt you. You know, it could definitely, you want to make sure you don't have pets around, right? If it fell, it could definitely harm a pet. And this is a heavy piece of equipment. You know, with two hands, I don't think anybody but a very, very tiny person would really be unable to move it. As you can see, it's not, I mean, I could do this with 2 fingers and I'm not very strong. You know, you can move this around, but yeah, it's not light like the tonal bench, which is just, you know, incredibly easy to pick up and move around, and it still provides all of the functionality except incline. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. I think overall I'm going to prefer this, but I'll miss some of that easy mobility of the tonal bench. But overall I like this. Okay, that's it. Let me know if you got any comments or questions. Have a great day.